Hi, everyone. Welcome to Everyday Real English from Real Life podcast.
Welcome to the deep dive.
Hello.
So today we're diving into something pretty practical, shopping for clothes. Specifically, the kind of English phrases that are actually useful when you're, out at the mall or in a store.
Yeah, we've looked at a bunch of material on this, and the idea is to really pull out the stuff you need.
Right. Think of it as, well, getting you ready and feeling more comfortable buying clothes in English, especially if you're sort of beginner to intermediate level.
Exactly. Our mission, if you will, is to unpack all this and give you those key phrases.
Okay, let's get started then. So, you want some new clothes? Where do people usually go? What kind of places are we talking about?
Well, there are a few main types. One really common one is what gets called high street stores or high street names.
High street?
Yeah, think of them as your sort of ordinary everyday shops. They sell normal clothes to regular people, usually quite big places, mass-produced items.
Okay, like the big chain stores you see everywhere.
Exactly. Prices are generally, reasonable, and the quality is usually okay for what you pay. Got it. What else?
Then you've got something quite different. Local boutiques. These are usually much smaller shops.
Right, maybe just in one neighborhood.
Yeah, often nearby. And they tend to sell more fashionable items, maybe more unique stuff you won't find everywhere else. Not mass-produced.
A bit more curated, perhaps.
Precisely. Then, if you want like a massive selection and maybe want to compare prices easily, there are the out-of-town retail outlets.
Ah, the huge shopping centers on the edge of the city.
That's them. You often need a car to get there, but the payoff is a really wide variety of choices. Loads of shops all in one place.
Makes sense. Big trip, big choice.
Mm-hmm. And then at the other end of the scale, price-wise anyway, are designer boutiques.
Okay, that sounds expensive.
It usually is. They sell designer clothes or designer labels, clothes made by famous designers, so definitely the most expensive option.
So lots of different places depending on what you're after and your budget. Okay, now, before we even step into a store, there's something interesting about the word shopping itself, isn't there? Oh yeah, this is a really useful distinction, especially for learners. We use go shopping and do the shopping. They sound similar, but mean different things.
How so?
Well, you go shopping when you're buying things that aren't like daily necessities. It's more for fun or specific things like clothes, electronics, maybe gifts.
So I'm going shopping for a new coat, that kind of thing.
Exactly. It often involves browsing, taking your time, but you do the shopping when you're buying essentials, the stuff you need regularly.
Like food.
Yeah, groceries mostly. Milk, bread, vegetables. You'd say, I need to do the weekly shopping or do the grocery shopping.
Ah, okay. That's actually super helpful. Go shopping for fun stuff at the mall. Do the shopping for the boring stuff like milk.
Pretty much. Clear distinction.
Okay, so you've picked your store. Maybe it's in a big mall. You walk in. What usually happens first?
Well, often, someone working there, a salesperson, will come over to you.
And ask the classic, may I help you? Or can I help you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, very standard. And if you're, not ready for help yet, you just want to look around.
What do you say? You don't want to be rude, but...
The perfect phrase is, I'm just browsing, thanks.
I'm just browsing?
Yeah, browsing just means looking around, maybe picking things up, but without a specific purchase in mind just yet. It tells them politely, you don't need help right now.
Okay, easy enough. But what if you do need help? Maybe you see a shirt you like, but it's not the right color.
Good question. A really common and useful phrase is, does this come in? And then you add the color. So does this come in blue or does this come in black?
Does this come in? Okay.
That phrase come in is great for asking about different versions, colors, sometimes sizes too.
And what about size specifically? If you see it, but it's, say, a large and you need a medium.
For checking if they have a specific size in stock, a very direct phrase is, do you have this in a medium? Or, do you have this in an extra small? Just replace medium or extra small with whatever size you need.
Yeah, so you have this in it for size, and does this come in for color?
That's a good way to think about it, yeah. Both work sometimes, but do you have this in is very clear for checking stock of a specific size.
Got it. And what if something's like behind glass or on a high shelf? Less common for clothes maybe, but...
Yeah, less common for clothes you can usually just pick up. But if you did need help getting something, a polite way is, may I see it? Or could I have a look at that?
May I see it? Okay. Right, so you found something, check the color, the size seems right. now you want to actually try it on.
Yep, time for the fitting room, or sometimes called changing rooms.
Those little private rooms.
Exactly. And the phrase to ask is simple. Can I try this on? Or maybe, where are the fitting rooms? If you don't see them.
Can I try this on?
Yeah.
Makes sense. So you go in, you try the clothes on.
Yeah.
How do you talk about whether they're right or not? The fit.
Okay, so if the size is good, you can say, it fits me. Or, it fits well.
And if not?
It doesn't fit me. And you can be more specific. If it's too small, it's too tight.
Too tight.
And if it's too big, it's too loose.
Tight and loose. Essential fitting room words. Okay, what about just how it looks on you? Not the size, but the style.
You might say, it suits me, if you think it looks good on you. Or, it doesn't really suit me.
Suits me. So a friend might say, oh, that color really suits you.
Exactly. Or the salesperson might see it. And of course, you could just say what you think. I like this color. I don't like the style. I love this.
So you could try something on and think, it fits okay, but it's a bit too loose, and I don't think the color suits me.
That's perfect. You got the key fitting room chat covered there.
Excellent. Now, moving on. Something everyone loves to see. Sales.
Ah, yes. The magic words, on sale. Which just means it's being sold for less than the original price. A discount.
And you often see the old price crossed out, right?
Yeah, you might see a tag that says, for example, $80 marked down from $100.
Marked down from, so the price went down.
Exactly. Marked down means reduced. The original price was $100, now it's $80.
Got it. Now, things get a bit more complicated here, don't they? There are different types of sales and, well, tactics stores use.
Oh, absolutely. You get things like timed sales. These have names like flash sale or daily deals. Maybe buy it now or must buy.
Sounds urgent.
It's meant to.
Yeah.
They only last a short time, maybe a day, maybe just hours. The goal is often to encourage impulse buys.
Buying without really thinking because you feel rushed.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You see the deal, you feel you have to grab it now or you'll miss out. And then there are what some people call tricky signs.
Like what?
Well, a classic is a huge sign, up to 70% off.
Yeah, sounds great. What's tricky?
Two things. First, up to means the discount could be anything from maybe 10% up to 70%. Not everything is 70% off. Maybe only one or two things are.
Okay. And the second thing?
Look for the phrase on selected styles or on selected items. That means the big discount only applies to some things in the store, not everything.
So you have to hunt for the actual deals.
Exactly. And this is crucial. Always look for the asterisk, that little star symbol.
Yeah. The star. Why?
Because the asterisk usually means read the fine print. It signals there are conditions, exceptions, rules. It might tell you which items are included, or maybe that sale items can't be returned. Always, always look for the asterisk.
Wow, okay. That's a top tip. Look for the asterisk. What about deals like buy two, get one free?
Yeah, those are common. You have bundle deals like buy 3 for $5. But be careful, you usually have to buy 3 to get that price. Buying just one might cost more per item.
Right, makes sense.
Then there's BOGO.
We'll go.
Stands for buy one, get one. Now this could mean buy one, get one free, or it could mean buy one, get one half price. You have to check the sign carefully or ask.
Okay, so BOGO isn't always free. And 2 for 1, is that the same?
2 for 1 usually does mean buy 2 items, pay the price of 1. So 1 is effectively free, but again, watch out for unselected styles and that asterisk.
They really want you to read carefully.
They do. Another one is buy more, save more.
How does that work?
The more items you buy in total, the bigger the percentage discount you get off your whole purchase. So you might only make 1 shirt, but the deal tempts you to buy 3 to get, say, 20% off instead of 10% off.
So you save a percentage but end up spending more money overall.
Often, yes. But sometimes there are just simple discount sections, right?
Yeah, look for areas labeled markdown or clearance. Items there are usually much cheaper, often last season's stock or things they just want to get rid of. Good place for bargain hunting then.
Definitely. Some stores also do price match or have a price promise.
What's that?
It means if you find the exact same item cheaper at another specific store, they'll sell it to you for that lower price. You might need proof, like an advert.
Useful if you shop around.
You can be. And don't forget loyalty points. Lots of stores have programs where you collect points as you spend, and later you can use those points for discounts.
Right. Build up points over time.
One last thing to be aware of, those big going out of business sale or store closing forever signs.
Aren't they real?
Sometimes they are, but sometimes it's just a tactic. They use the sign for months, even years, just to create that sense of urgency and make people think it's a massive final sale. So be a little skeptical.
Good to know. And if you just want to know generally if there are discounts, what's the simple question?
Just ask, are there any sales going on? Or is anything on sale today?
Perfect. Okay, so you've bought something, maybe even got a deal. You take it home, but uh-oh, it's not right. What happens then?
Yeah, sometimes you need to return something or take it back to the store.
Why might you do that?
Well, maybe you try it on again at home and the fit isn't quite right after all. Or perhaps you show it to someone and they say, it doesn't really suit you, and you agree.
Or maybe it's actually damaged.
Right. Maybe it's torn. That word torn means ripped or damaged by being pulled apart, like a hole or a rip in the fabric. It comes from the verb to tear.
Got it. Torn. So if it doesn't fit, doesn't suit you, or it's torn,
Yeah.
you take it back.
Exactly. And when you do, the most important thing you usually need is the receipt.
The receipt, that little piece of paper they give you.
Yep. That's your proof of purchase. It shows what you bought, where, when, how much you paid. Crucial for returns. Sometimes keeping the price tag on the item helps too, if possible.
Okay, item, receipt, maybe the tag. You go back to the store. What do you say at the counter?
A simple start is, I'd like to return this, please.
Okay. And they'll probably ask.
Do you have the receipt? Almost certainly.
Assuming you say yes, what happens next? What are the options?
Well, one option is to exchange it. You might say, I'd like to exchange it for a different size. Or exchange it for another item. So you trade it.
Swap it for something else.
Hmm.
Okay. What if you just want your money back?
Then you ask for a refund.
Refund.
Yeah, refund is the key word. You can use it as a noun. Can I get a refund? Or the store might say, we can issue a refund. It means getting your money back in the way you originally paid.
And sometimes they offer something else instead of money,
Yes, sometimes they offer store credit.
which means
It's like a voucher or credit note that you can only use to buy other things in that specific store or chain of stores later on, not cash back.
right, so you have to spend it there eventually. Okay. Now, are there any, cultural things to know about returns? Are the rules always the same?
Definitely not always the same.
Okay.
Return policies can vary a lot between stores. And critically, the policy might be different for items you bought on sale or from the clearance section.
Ah, so sale items might be harder to return.
Often, yes. They might be final sale, meaning no returns or exchanges possible. Or maybe you can only get store credit, not a cash refund. It goes back to checking those conditions, maybe looking for that asterisk again.
Good point. Anything else?
Well, one tip that sometimes comes up is if a regular salesperson says you absolutely can't return something, but you think you should be able to, based on the policy or the item being faulty.
Yeah.
Politely asking to speak to the manager might sometimes help. They sometimes have a bit more authority to sort things out or make an exception. No guarantees, but it's a possible next step.
Okay, good to keep in mind. Ask for the manager. Politely.
Exactly.
Wow, we've covered a lot there. From figuring out where to shop, to asking for help, trying things on, dealing with all those sales, and then returning things if needed.
It seems like a lot, but these situations come up all the time when you're shopping for clothes.
Yeah, and shopping in a new language, well, it can feel a bit daunting, can it? All these specific words for fit and sales.
It definitely can. But honestly, knowing even just a few of these key phrases we've talked about can make a huge difference. It boosts your confidence.
Things like, I'm just browsing. Does this come in blue? Do you have this in a medium? Can I try this on? It's too tight. It suits me.
Is this on sale?
No.
Marked down from woo. Knowing about BOGO and asterisks.
I'd like to return this. Do you have the receipt? Can I get a refund or exchange?
Yeah, those core phrases cover so many common interactions.
Maybe we should quickly recap some of that key vocabulary, just to lock it in.
Good idea. So browsing, just looking around without planning to buy immediately.
Fitting room, the place you try clothes on. And try on is the action of putting the clothes on in the store.
Suits you means it looks good on you. On sale, selling for a lower price.
Marked down, the price has been reduced. That asterisk, the little star meaning check the conditions.
BOGO, buy one, get one. Could be free, could be half price. Clearance, a section with heavily discounted items.
Torn, damaged, ripped. Take back means to return an item.
Receipt, your proof of purchase. Exchange, swapping an item for a different one.
And refund, getting your money back. Or maybe store credit money you can only spend in that store.
That covers a lot of the essentials we discussed.
Definitely. We really hope hearing these phrases used in context helps you feel more prepared. Listening again or even practicing saying them out loud can be really useful.
Absolutely. So, thinking about all this, Maybe as you head out shopping next time, here's something to consider. Which specific phrase we talked about today are you going to listen out for, or maybe try to use yourself? Or what kind of sale sign will you be looking at extra carefully now?
Yeah, something to think about on your next shopping trip. That's all we have time for on this deep dive. Hope it was helpful.